I gripped the microphone stand with hands that shook like aspen leaves in a Montana breeze. But my voice cut through the air sharp and steady. The chatter at the rehearsal dinner faded fast, like a sudden storm rolling in over the Rockies. Faces turned my way, family, friends, folks who'd driven from all over the West to toast what should have been the pinnacle of joy. Tomorrow's wedding at our family ranch. I locked eyes with Cody across the room. His easy grin slipped, his beer bottle hovering mid-sip. "There won't be one," I said. The room went dead quiet. Utensils clinked against plates. Someone let out a gasp. Cody's mom, Evelyn, froze with her wine glass tilted. Her lips pursed in surprise. Hank, his dad, still wore that smug look he'd had during his whole stand-up routine. The same one Cody had echoed with his chuckles. "What the hell are you doing, darlin'?" Cody's voice cracked as he pushed back his chair. "I'm doing what I should have done ages ago." My words caught. Tears I'd bottled up for the past half hour finally breaking free. "You just spent that time ridiculing the memory of my late mom." The silence hung heavy. My dad was already on his feet, his face a mix of fierce pride and raw hurt. My brother Luke had his fists balled, looking like he might upend the whole damn table. They caught every biting word, every jab at the woman who'd raised me with love and left too soon. Cody's face shifted from baffled to frantic. "Honey, hold on."
No.
I slid off the engagement ring, the solitaire catching the warm glow of the string lights one last time. "I'm done holding on. Done acting like this is fine." The place exploded, voices rising, chairs scraping. Someone called my name, but I was already heading for the door. My mom's locket warm against my skin, the one they'd suggested I ditch because it clashed with the rustic chic vibe. That was 24 hours ago. I'd been a bride-to-be, jittery but thrilled, set to blend into Cody's world.
Now.
I saw clear as a mountain stream why my mom always said truth shows up like a coyote at dawn, when you least expect it, but right when you need the wake-up call. To understand how I got here, I have to rewind further. It all started at the old bookstore in Bozeman, my mom's go-to spot for dusty westerns and poetry. 2 years after cancer took her, I still wandered in every weekend, tracing book spines she'd never crack open. That Sunday, I was in the corner with a worn copy of Mary Oliver, tears blurring the pages. "You all right?" His voice was soft, genuine. I looked up to brown eyes full of real concern, not the pity I'd grown used to. Cody handed me a handkerchief from his pocket. No fuss. Just sat down cross-legged beside me on the creaky floor. "Lost my grandpa last winter," he said quietly. "Grief's like a flash flood, comes out of nowhere, sweeps you under in the spots they cherish most." We talked for hours about the ache, the healing, how a whiff of sage or an old country tune could knock the wind out of you. Cody got it in a way my buddies didn't. He never pushed me to get over it or said she'd want me smiling. He just listened. Our romance unfolded slow, like a Montana spring thaw. Cody'd show up with black coffee on rough days. Binge-watch John Wayne flicks my mom adored. Hold me tight when her birthday hit like a gut punch. His folks rolled out the welcome mat. Evelyn hugged me tight, smelling of lavender, declaring I was the spark Cody needed. Hank clapped me on the back, joking I'd tamed their workhorse son. Sunday barbecues at their sprawling ranch made me feel rooted again. The proposal hit 18 months in. Cody drove me to the family plot on a crisp fall morning, leaves crunching under our boots as we approached Mom's stone. "Wanted her blessing first," he said, kneeling. "Mrs. Harlan, I vow to cherish your girl like you'd expect." Then he turned to me. "Ring box open. Your mom would have beamed seeing you this lit up. Marry me." I bawled yes, feeling like she'd nudged fate from the great beyond. The first crack showed at our engagement hoedown. Evelyn pulled me aside, margarita in hand, eyes a tad glassy. "Thrilled Cody snagged you," she said, squeezing my arm. "You've weathered so much storm. Now you can trade that sorrow for our clan."
Trade.
The word stuck like a burr, but I brushed it off. She meant well, I figured. Grief ain't something you swap out. You saddle up and carry it. Wedding prep kicked off pronto. Evelyn dove in like a rancher branding calves. "You need a mama bear for this," she proclaimed, hauling out planners and catalogs. I nodded grateful. 'Cause plotting nuptials without mom felt like herding cats blindfolded. Little did I know it'd turn thornier than a cactus patch. Evelyn's help with the wedding started as a godsend, but soon felt like a noose tightening.
Now.
"Sugar," she said at our first sit-down, fanning fabric samples across her oak kitchen table. "I've chatted with the dude ranch about the venue. Their grand barn's ideal for a summer shindig. Actually," I piped up gentle, "Cody and I eyed the National Park meadow. Mom and I used to hike there. Oh, heavens no. Darlin'." She flicked her wrist like shooing flies. "Too many critters. And photos wash out in that glare. Trust me, I've thrown heaps of these. The ranch is the sensible pick." Cody squeezed my knee under the table. "Mom's the expert, babe." And just like that, the pattern set in like ruts in a dirt road. My ideas got a sweet smile and a better swap. Mine were charming but impractical, or sweet but not up to their ranch standards. The flowers sparked our first real tussle. I'd love wild lupins in the bouquets, I told the florist Evelyn had roped in. They were Mom's favorites. She planted them in our backyard. Evelyn's brow furrowed. "Lupins? Honey, those scream somber. We need sunflowers. Daisies, blooms that pop on camera. But they mean something. Lost don't belong at a wedding," she cut in. "Sugar coating gone. We're toasting fresh starts. Not lingering on yesterday's." The florist fidgeted. Cody scrolled his phone. Oblivious. "Cody," I sought backup. He glanced up. "Yeah, Mom's got a point. We want upbeat blooms." Upbeat blooms? As if lupins tied to Mom's memory were downers. The tribute table talk went south faster. I'd shared a Pinterest pic, a modest setup with photos of past loved ones. A sign reading, "We feel your presence from above." No way. Evelyn shoved my phone back like it burned. "A grief altar at my boy's wedding? What'll folks say?" "It's a nod, not an altar." "Plenty of weddings. Plenty ain't Harlan weddings." Hank strolled in, catching the drift. "We ain't making our bash awake. One little table. Where's the line?" Evelyn's pitch climbed. "Next. Empty seats for ghosts or those cheesy lantern releases. This is joy, not a pity party." Cody finally tuned in. "Maybe tuck a photo in the barn loft, meet halfway." Halfway? Hiding Mom in a corner, like a secret. "Your mom's gone, sweetie." Evelyn softened to fake pity. "Best accept it, and I your new kin. We're your folks now." That night, I sobbed in the shower, so Cody wouldn't hear. I told myself they weren't mean-spirited, just clueless. Ranch dynasties had their ways. But fingering Mom's locket, I sensed a deep rot. I figured I knew Cody inside out, the compassionate guy who'd sat with me in bookstores, packing patience like a trail horse. But as the big day neared, doubts crept in like shadows at dusk. It started subtle. At family suppers, he'd talk over me, twisting my words to suit them. "We're mulling the vows," I'd start. "Traditional style. Like you and Dad." He'd jump in, shooting me a hush look. Later alone, Why morph around them?
What?
You're just wedding wired. Wedding jitters, his cure-all. When I teared up over Evelyn swapping Mom's chili recipe for the dinner. Jitters. When Hank quizzed if my gown fit a Harlan bride. Jitters. The inheritance chat cracked the facade.
Merging finance.
My humble sum from Mom listed. What's the plan for that?
Cody asked casual-like.
Maybe college fund for kids, Mom to prove.
His jaw tightened.
No need to tag it. My folks got trusts lined up. But it's from her. Important how? Tying our young uns to a ghost grandma. His edge sharpened. I gaped. Burden? Knowing she loved and pre-birth. You know what I mean, he backtracked. That cash is loaded with your baggage. Of course, it's her last piece. Ain't that unhealthy? Clinging. His tone echoed Evelyn. Honoring ain't clinging, I trembled. Look, he sighed. My parents' dough comes clean, no guilt trips, no loss echoes. Better for the kids. Right? The world spun. Guilt? That's her legacy to him? I saw him true, not the comforter, but a man irked by my sorrow, wanting it boxed like old tack. You don't get it, I whispered. Guess not, he agreed, patronizing peck on my head. But I was getting him crystal clear. A week out, things snowballed like an avalanche. The Harlan clan met for final tastings at their ranch hall. Hank was deep in whiskey, regaling kin. I sat mute by Cody, forcing smiles through talks of setups I hadn't picked. Another perk, Hank boomed, slapping Cody's back, is our bride's solo parent gig. He guffawed my way. One in-law set beats two, smart pick.
Son.
Laughter rippled. Cody snickered, looking uneasy. Dad, he muttered. But no fix. No note that Dad was alive. Just seated afar caused Evelyn split core from extras. I bolted to the bathroom, shaking. Solo parent, like Mom's passing was handy. Grief a gag. That night, Cody's phone buzzed while he showered. His brother Travis texting party plans. I didn't snoop intended, but my name popped. Scrolling. Travis. She's still pushing that tribute nonsense? Cody. Handling it. Mom's nixing it. Travis. Good luck with the mommy drama forever. Bro. Cody. Long as she don't bawl vows again. Mortifying at practice. Nausea hit. I'd wept at church run-through. Mom's void overwhelming.
Cody deugde me.
Sworn understanding. But embarrassed? I set the phone down. World crumbling. Next day, I visited Dad at his cabin. Think I'm erring, I confessed. He held my hands. Your mom wanted your joy.
Kiddo.
What if it's fear of lone ranging? His eyes welled. She'd want a partner valuing all of you. Grief included. Cody calls it pastuck. Dad shook his head. Write one's saddle partner with your history. Not eraser. I drove back with Mom's photo, riding shotgun. Her grin of caution, I was heeding. The rehearsal dinner dawned with a pit in my gut like I'd swallowed lead. One day from what should have been bliss. And I was dodging landmines. Careful not to bruise egos that trampled mine. Evelyn's got it wired, Cody assured, adjusting his BOLO tie in the mirror. We just mosey in. Haven't seen final blueprints, I said. When's my toast slot? Cody's face twitched odd. About that, Mom reckon skip it. Your draft was
heavy.
All that Mom watching from heaven bit, downer vibe. It's my truth, I murmured. I know, honey.
Patronizing Foridkish.
But share with the herd? Can't we keep it light? As if Mom's echo dimmed joy. At the ranch barn, Evelyn had decked it in Harlan glory, photos of Cody's youth. His folks vow renewal. Ranch generations. Zilch of mine. Where are my snaps? I asked as she bossed off. Tech glitch. Sugar. Files fritzed in the slideshow. They hadn't. I double-checked sending and overhearing setup. Evelyn's sister made to a cousin by the bar. Least she can't wear her mom's gown tomorrow. Evelyn said it looked thrift shop tacky. A Harlan bride in hand-me-downs? Mom's gown. I'd restored it for a surprise. Evelyn knew and ridiculed. Our pre-guests. Cody cornered me. You shine, he said, fixing my strap. Eyes dropped to Mom's locket. One thing. Mom says it clashes with the vibe. Off for tonight. I touched it. Mom's warmth there. It's hers. I know, sigh. But for me, staring into eyes I'd trusted.
Issues. Kept it on.
Dinner launched with a beer toast. Bottles clinking under fairy lights. I sat head table by Cody, watching Hank mic up with the swagger of a ranch king. Welcome, y'all, Hank thundered. Tonight's about merging trails, growing the Harlan spread. Dad and Luke swapped looks from their fringe table. When Cody spilled about his gal, Hank went on, swirling whiskey. We fretted. Our boy's top shelf, valedictorian.
Rodeo champ.
Quickest ranch manager. Pauses for nods. Wondered if humble roots fit our saddle. Cheeks flamed. Humble, like Mom teaching school and Dad's feed store were dirt. But behold her now, gesturing. Miles from that weepy gal Cody found blubbering in a bookstore. Our boy's ace at mending strays. Cody grinned. Hand squeeze like praise. Evelyn mic'd next. Dress swishing. A mom dreams of her boy's match, she started. Smile stiff. Admit I envisioned ranch stock, glancing at elite guests. But I value her input. Fresh stock for the Harlan line. Grandkids to uphold our ways. Fresh stock like breeding cattle. Not me with my heritage. Now, Evelyn beamed. A montage of the path here. Lights dimmed. Tunes swelled. Screen lit with Cody's life. Full pics. School shots. Ranch rides. Harlan holidays. Milestones. Waited for my chapter. Childhood with Mom. Us riding trails. Graduation flanked by parents.
Nada.
20 minutes ended with proposal at their ranch fest. Not Mom's grave truth. Glitch. Evelyn whispered my shock. Your pics, pity. Cody patted. They tried.
Babe.
Hank mic'd back. Looser on booze.
Now.
Words on our new filly. Tie loose. Joining Harlan's ain't easy. Standards. Legacies. Expectations. Chuckles. You get our network. Brand. History. Whiskey swig. Best? No monster-in-law wrangling. Laughter boomed. I iced.
Imagine it.
Hank mocked falsetto. My girl needs finer tack. Bigger spread. Cody laughed.
Nodding.
Instead. Clean slate.
No buggy.
No holiday tugs. Just us. Dad stone-faced. Luke knife-gripped. Quirks. Though, Hank leaned in. The waterworks. Mimicked tears.
Oh.
Mommy'd love this brisket. These wildflowers. Strangers howled. And that locket, pointing. Like a saint's bone? Take it off. Forget Mommy's face. Cody chuckled. Glance sang roll with. But cheers to Cody's pick. Bride sans Mom like a Mustang sans bit. Easy to break. Evelyn wiped mirth tears. Brothers pounded tables. I froze. Processing the calculated venom. Not slip, show at my pain's cost. Cody. My grief holder. Proposer at grave. Laughed loudest. Something snapped. Final as a dry branch. Calm settled as Hank jabbed my clinginess. This was them. Him. And I knew my path. Evelyn stood. Glass up. Hostess supreme. Eyes malicious sparkle. Before wrap-up. Gift for the bride. Fancy box. To ease transition. Opened. Card for DR.
Elena Vargas.
Grief therapist. For your fixation woes. Loud. So you can advance. Be the wife Cody merits. Cody whispered hot. Time to release. Tomorrow's us. Not her. Room hushed. Eyeing my crumble. Instead, I rose. Steady hands.
Clear voice.
You've ridiculed my mom's memory 20 minutes, precise. Laughed at my loss like bar jokes. Hank's smirk waned. Evelyn's froze. You've shown your colors, I went on. And I've seen mine. To Cody, I'm my mom's daughter. She taught value folks who honor me whole. Honey. Wait. Arm grab. Just ribbing. Ribs amuse. This wounds. Purposeful. Ring clinked table.
No wedding. Chaos.
Evelyn shrieked. You can't. The cost? Humiliation? Humiliation of masks off? Yep. Stings. Dad flanked me. Arm supportive. Luke other side.
Solid.
Shame on you, Dad plain. My wife embraced you. Loved as kin. This honors her how. Cody's cousin slipped me a note. Sorry they pulled this on his ex. Should have flagged. I strode out. Chin up. Locket gleaming. Behind. Cody's pleas. Parents' rants. Ahead. Liberty.
Dignity.
Mom's pride from afar. You good? Kid. Dad asked in crisp night. Touched locket. Strongest in moons. Now I am. First truth since Cody. But the story didn't end there. In the American West, where wide skies give room for reflection, second chances sometimes ride in like unexpected rain. The night air hit like a fresh breeze off the bitterroots, clearing the fog of hurt and betrayal.
Dad. Luke.
And I piled into his old pickup, the engine rumbling like a loyal steed as we left the Harlan Ranch lights fading in the rear view. No words needed at first, just the comfort of family. The real kind that doesn't demand you shed your scars. Back at Dad's cabin, perched on the edge of our modest spread, we sat around the kitchen table with mugs of strong coffee. Proud of you, sis, Luke said, his voice gruff but eyes soft. Took guts. Dad nodded, his weathered hands cradling his cup. Your mom always said, don't hitch your wagon to folks who dim your light. You honored that tonight. I twirled the ring on the table, watching it spin. What now? We've got vendors, guests, legal mess. Dad chuckled dryly. In Montana, calling off a wedding ain't a crime. Deposits might sting, but that's civil. Harlan's footed most, let him eat it. Luke added. Prenup we signed? Ironclad on your inheritance. No claims. Clear legal lines. No drama there. But the heart's tangles?
Thornier.
My phone buzzed nonstop. Cody's text pleading misunderstanding. Evelyn's voicemails dripping outrage. I silenced it, but sleep evaded me. Dawn found me on the porch, watching the sun paint the peaks gold. Mom used to say sunrises were resets, chances to rewrite your trail. By mid-morning, a dust cloud announced visitors. Cody's truck pulled up. Him alone.
Hat in hand.
Looking like a pup caught raiding the henhouse. Can we talk? He asked. Voice raw. I nodded, leading him to the barn where hay bales made seats. Last night, he started. Was who you are. I cut in. Laughing at my pain? That's not the man I fell for. He hung his head. It wasn't me. Dad's jokes. The booze, I went along to keep peace. Stupid. Peace at my expense? Mocking Mom like she was baggage. Tears welled. But I held firm. You proposed at her grave.
Cody.
Promised understanding. I did.
Du.
But family pressure. They've got their ways. Lost my grandpa young, but they bury grief deep. Act like it weakens you. His eyes met mine. Vulnerable. Seeing you honor your mom made me envy that. But I buckled. A crack in the armor. Why the cruelty? Not planned. Dad's old school rancher. Thinks toughness trumps tears. Mom follows. I should have stood up. Silence stretched. I love you, he said. Wanna fix this? Love ain't enough without respect, I replied, echoing Mom's wisdom. But his words stirred something, humanity beneath the hurt. He left with no promises. Just a quiet think on it. Afternoon brought more surprise. Evelyn and Hank, pulling up in their fancy SUV. They looked smaller off their throne. Evelyn's makeup smudged. Hank hatless. We need to speak, Evelyn said. Voice minus honey. Inside. Dad and Luke stood guard. Hank cleared his throat. Last night got out of hand. Booze talking. Booze don't invent meanness, Dad said. Evelyn fidgeted.
We
underestimated your loss. My own mom passed early, I pushed it down. Built walls. Seeing your openness? Scared me. Hank nodded. Ranch life's hard. Grief's a luxury we skip. But we wronged you. Apologies. Raw and real. Not excuses, but ownership. Mocking her memory? I asked. Unforgivable, Evelyn admitted. Tears genuine. We feared your traditions diluting ours. Foolish. Hank added. Should have welcomed him. Your mom's recipes. Flowers enrich us. The air shifted. Not revenge's fire, but understanding's warmth. We called vendors, Evelyn said. Postponed, not canceled. If you'll reconsider. And if not, I asked. We respect that. Legally. No ties, your inheritance safe. As per docs.
Clear. No threats.
They left, leaving space. Evening.
Cody returned.
Talked to him, he said. Told him changes or I'm out. Changes? Therapy for all. Honoring grief. If we wed. Tribute table front and center. Your mom's locket? Worn proud. His eyes pleaded. I messed up. But I see now, your strength in remembering? That's what I need. I pondered. Mom's lesson, forgiveness ain't weakness if it builds better. But rush?
No.
Time, I said. Prove it. He nodded.
Relieved.
Fair. Weeks blurred into months. Harlan sought counseling, group sessions unpacking buried pains. Evelyn shared her mom's story. Tears flowing. Hank admitted Grandpa's death broke him young. Cody?
Transformi, visiting mom esse grave solo.
Leaving flowers. Family dinners, mixed traditions. Mom's chili beside Harlan steaks. Lupins on tables. I watched. Heart mending slow. Legal loose ends tied neat, no disputes. Just mutual respect. When Cody reproposed. Simple on a hike to Mom's meadow. Ring with lupin engraving. I said yes. But on terms. Wedding small.
Inclusive.
The big day came under Montana skies. Barn adorned with both legacies. Tribute table shown. Mom's photo beaming. Vows included her blessing. No mockery, only toasts to blended families. Walking the aisle with Dad. Lock it on. I felt Mom's presence. Lesson light but profound. Grief ain't baggage. It's the trail that shapes us. Sharing it builds bridges, not walls. In the West's vastness, room exists for healing if we choose empathy over ego. But that night at the rehearsal,
It wasn't the end.
it was the spark that lit a better path. Our wedding wasn't the grand affair Evelyn first envisioned, but it felt right, like a well-worn saddle fitting perfect. The Dude Ranch barn glowed under soft lanterns. Wild lupins mixed with sunflowers in every vase. A nod to both worlds. Guests mingled.
No hierarchies.
Just folks sharing stories around hay bale seats. Dad walked me down the aisle. His arms steady, eyes misty. "Your mom'd be over the moon," he whispered. At the altar, Cody's eyes held mine.
Nos a dos.
"I vow to honor every piece of you," he said, voice thick. "Your joys, your sorrows, your memories," I echoed, adding, "and to build new ones together." Roots intertwined. The tribute table sat prominent. Photos of all past loved ones, Mom,
Cody's grandpa.
even Evelyn's mom. Candles flickered. A silent welcome. Reception flowed easy, line dancing to country tunes Mom loved. Barbecue blending recipes. Hank's toast surprised. To family, not by blood alone, but by choice. We nearly lost sight of that. Grateful for the reminder. Evelyn hugged me tight. Lavender scent familiar but warmer. "Thank you for showing us how to remember without breaking," she murmured. "No drama. Just growth." Legally, we'd amended the prenup, not out of distrust, but clarity. My inheritance stayed mine, earmarked for kids with notes on grandma's love.
No verdens.
Just legacies. Months post-honeymoon, a quiet cabin retreat in the Rockies, Cody and I settled into ranch life. He managed operations. I taught at the local school, channeling Mom. Family gatherings evolved. Sundays now included story-sharing circles, where grief got airtime without judgment. Luke even warmed to them, swapping tales with Travis. One evening, as sunset painted the pastures orange, Cody and I sat on the porch swing. "That rehearsal night," he said,
Hand in mine.
"worst and best thing." "How's that?" "Worst for the pain I caused. Best 'cause it forced change. Made us better." I leaned into him. Mom always said storms clear the air. Let's new growth sprout. The light lesson stuck. In the American West, where land stretches endless, so does the capacity for understanding. Revenge might satisfy momentary, but empathy rebuilds lasting. We'd chosen the latter, turning mockery's ashes into fertile ground. Years on, with our first child, a girl with Mom's eyes, we visited the grave. "Meet your grandma," I whispered, placing lupins. Cody added, "Thanks for guiding us here. No perfect endings, but humane ones, those we craft, one empathetic step at a time." Looking back, that microphone moment wasn't just a stand, it was a turning point. From drama's edge to redemption's embrace. And in that, I found peace.